everybody. Welcome. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. You have tuned into Hey Gurl, and I am Margaret Edwardowski. Now, I know there may be some new viewers. There may be some people who have been following the show for a while. If you have been following the show for a while, you're probably were a little confused by our promotional photos this month, because typically this is a show that celebrates women in comedy and the acting profession and performing arts. But this month, we are changing things up a little bit. And I have a few reasons why I wanted to do that. Number one, it's my show, so I can do whatever the hell I want. But the main thing is, it's really just something that I just decided to do this show. So it's kind of like assigning yourself an extra credit assignment that nobody's really going to grade. And I don't have any sponsors to keep happy. So if I change format, like nobody's going to get pissed off, and there isn't a check that isn't going to come to me. So it's exciting to be able to do something a little bit different. The second thing is that when I think about environments in my life that I have been in, that I feel very comfortable and totally myself, especially as a woman, and I feel supported and good. This group of people that I have tonight came to mind immediately, especially a group of people that I might greet with a very hearty "Hey Gurl." So it was a no-brainer, and also because there is going to be so much love in this room, I can't even tell you, and a lot of laughs too. So that was the second thing. Now, the third thing that I keep thinking about is, if you've never seen me before and you're here because you're a friend of one of the guests, or this is a random thing that showed up on your YouTube and you thought it might be fun. I am an actor, a playwright, an improviser, and an author from Detroit. And I am a veteran in my community. And I have a tendency to be a little cantankerous with my opinions about improv. And one of the opinions that I am particularly cantankerous about is, don't play a form that's basically just you and your friends sitting around talking, because it's not interesting enough. And apparently I'm ready to go back on that, because I think that me talking with these friends is super fucking interesting and it's going to be really fun. So anyone who's ever studied with me that's like, hey, bitch, I see you. You got me. Because tonight we are walking back a strongly held opinion of mine, at least for one night, temporarily, and then, do an actual fucking set, you guys. So 3 amazing men have agreed to join me today. And when I tell you these are 3 pieces of my heart, like, once we started talking about this, I didn't realize like how well we all knew each other, even though we've been, geographically apart for quite some time. My first guest is about it. I was telling him he's my OG. He's my original gay, but he's also a very, very dear friend from high school and before. He was the Sir Evelyn to my Reno Sweeney in high school, for all you Anything Goes fans in the house. He taught me how to smoke. Thanks a lot, Dick. I just quit this year. He also taught me how to sang. And I say that with an A, because it's a type of singing that is your entire body and soul. And I learned that from him because he has such a gift. And he also, in our group, is the friend maker. I don't think any of us would have come together in the way that we did without his just delightful influence. So please warmly welcome my darling friend, Joey Johnson. Yay! Hey, girl.
Oh, hey, girl.
No, you didn't. Hey,
What's
girl.
up?
What's up?
How you doing?
I'm good. How are you? I gotta get this polar bear off my head. I'm sweating.
I'm good. I'm having a cocktail.
Yes, you are.
Christmas.
You're very festive behind you there.
Yeah. I decided to go all out for you. That's the kind of friend I am.
Thank you. You got a nice background and you're well lit. I'm just Loving it.
All
The
these
whole look.
compliments.
So tell us where you're tuning in from today, Joey.
So let's see. I live in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina.
Yay.
And been here for almost 20 years now.
Holy shit.
Yeah,
You are
can you
our
believe?
first South Carolinian guest.
Really?
Really. We've had
That's
Chicago,
cool.
we've had LA and Detroit, Hamtramck, but we've never had South Carolina.
Hamtramck is like another country, so.
There's the remains of that smoker's cup. Thanks a lot, dude.
Yeah. See, I quit smoking like almost 12 years ago.
So. That's what the pushers tend to do. You get other people hooked and you quit first.
And then I'm
out. You and I started before the show to talk about our early days and all of the wonderful things that you introduced me to, and we will get into a lot more of that. But I just wanted to say thank you so much for joining tonight, and we're going to have a really good time.
That was a wonderful introduction. Thank you.
Every word of it was true. Yeah. All right, so let's bring another friend to the party.
Yay!
Yay! This gorgeous man was known in our undergrad days as Jean Genou for a very specific reason, i.e., he's beautiful and he played the ingenue all the time. He and Joey and I went to middle school together for 1 year.
Yeah.
But didn't know each other. Did you know him then?
No, I didn't. Nope.
No. And sidebar, another small piece of trivia, he won the cover design contest for our yearbook that year.
That's right. I remember that now that you say it.
I didn't take the time to dig it up. I have it. It was a Mustang because we were the Mustangs.
That's that.
Yeah. Yes.
See, your memory is very good.
It's selective. So he also told me one of the worst lies ever in a very serious conversation that he sat me down in undergrad and said, I just want you to know I'm not a very good friend. I don't call people and I don't keep in touch and I'm not very caring. And it is the worst, most deceitful lie anyone has ever told. Like, I've never known anyone to not know themselves that well. Because honestly, I'm the shittiest friend. And the only reason we've kept in touch at certain points in our life was the beautiful cards that he sent me.
You could have actually been like, you just described Joey.
Joey, is that you? And like you unzip. Sean suit falls off and it's you. No, me. And then of course he is now in Jagged Little Pill ish. He's in it and it's happening, and we have more to talk about with that. And I don't want to shock anyone. He is the first Tony nominee we've ever had on the show before. I know it seems like we would have had many, but we're working there. Please warmly welcome our beloved Sean Allen Krill. Hey, girl.
Hey.
Hi, girl.
I'm already just. You guys are killing me already. I can't.
This is that part where people will be like, no, it's not interesting watching you with your friends because you guys just laugh at each other's
faces. This is not funny.
Not at all.
I know.
Not at all.
I know.
I never liked any of you guys.
Why are they laughing? Nobody even said anything.
Oh my god. Isn't that so weird that we went to middle school together and didn't know each other?
I actually had forgotten until she said that. I had completely forgotten that little.
I don't think we didn't discover it until like college, right? I mean, it was that thing where we went. Yeah, I mean, and I've completely forgot about the yearbook thing, Margaret. That's crazy.
I'm so mad. I saw it this summer. I was going through stuff because, like pandemic, you're like, I'm going to clean my house like I never have before. And like I threw out a bunch of shit and I found it and I meant to send you a picture and I should have dug it up for tonight. But, next year when we do our Festive and Fabulous reunion part 2.
Yes.
No, I'm serious. This is an annual thing. If the internet doesn't, die between now and then. We will do this again. But yeah, I have it. You guys were in the same grade and I was a year younger because I'm
correct.
So much younger.
Right. You're just
It's just
yes, Margaret, yes.
Okay, fine. I transferred in that year in the middle of the year,
okay.
which is basically like I didn't really know many people, and it was Joey, wasn't it? It was our last year, right? 8th grade, and it was our last year in the school, and I transferred in like December or something.
Avondale Middle School, for those of you keeping score at home.
I remember you because I remember you describing yourself to me and me going, I remember that person at school.
You were so awkward and strange. Yes, I know.
You didn't talk to anybody.
Well, no. I mean, I remember moving up because I moved from the South. I moved from Texas and Arkansas, all over the place. And I remember, I mean, I didn't even know what Michigan was at that point,
What's a Michigan?
What's a Michigan? And
I still feel that way sometimes.
Right now I do.
and I got into I got in there and everybody sounded so different than I was. And so I was just terrified of talking. So I didn't. And for like a month, I didn't open my mouth. And by the time I did, I did not have an accent anymore. I just was like, gone, done.
You even had one. All right. Now, before we bring on our last guest, I want to do a couple of things. So Joey, Rosalind Harvey says you are looking good. And she says, hey.
Oh, hi, Roz.
And then Jason Robbins says you can see the excitement and love. Good, because there's a ton of it, and it's only going to get better in just a moment. Now, Jamie was the third person that I met in this group, and of course, so Joey introduced me to Sean, and he also introduced me to Jamie. Jamie, 100% unforgettable. Now, I don't remember the first moment that I met him, but I do remember his energy at that age, and it was electric. Just alive. He was living 100%. And it was like so something that just drew you in. And also, sometimes too. But I just was always so envious of the fearlessness and the just live energy coming from him. And he's performed in just about every stage in Southeast Michigan, and had quite a run at the Ringwald Theater doing some amazing work there that I was so pleased to see, and directed Joey in a really great production of Mom Brain. You were Frankenfurter. Rocky Horror.
Rocky Horror.
Here. And also, he and I had a very, very moving experience in 2018 when I asked him to direct the only production that has happened of my jukebox musical about Cass Elliot called Call Me Cass. And that was a reunion in and of itself, and kind of one of those feelings of like, wow, we don't really change because I love you as much now as I did then, and I haven't seen you at all. So without any further ado, let's finish out this party and bring Jamie Richards.
Yay!
Hey, girl.
Hey, girl. I'm Kilroy.
I know. What's with the headspace? Hi, honey.
Jamie. Hey, girl.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good.
Good.
So this might be bush league, but I wanted to tell you this, Jamie, because I was talking to you. Oh, shoot. You know what I forgot to do? One thing I forgot to do in the opening was intro Jess. Jess Cooper, our fantastic producer.
Yeah.
Hey, girl.
I'm so glad you're all here.
Oh, my God. We're so glad you're here.
Yeah.
How are you?
Oh, I'm good. I'm good.
You know, quarantine and whatnot. Yeah. Little known fact about me and Jess. We have been working on this project for about 6 months and have not been in the room together that entire time.
Wow.
I like this.
Two badass bitches launching a show without even being in the same room together.
Hell yeah.
I mean,
we do what we do.
We do. And I couldn't do it without you, Mama. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. Enjoy the show.
Thanks. So we were talking before this. This is my little Bush League boast here. But Jamie, one of the videos, I put a bunch of videos from Call Me Cass up, and that Creaky Alley one is sort of taking off because I don't think there's a lot of Creaky Alley videos. But when I tell you, who knew there were so many experts about Cass Elliot?
I read. Oh my God! I read some of the comments.
Actually, comments. Ooh. You know what, though?
Yeah.
God bless him. I love her, you know?
Yep.
How are you, darling?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. You got a new baby.
I do. She's a terror, and I want to kill her most of the time.
It's a dog. Don't worry about it. It's not a real
Well, that's not really any better, in my opinion. No, she's great. She's a puppy, and I just forgot how much work a puppy is.
I know. That's why they say they're training for babies.
What kind of dog?
A Bichon.
Oh, nice. How old is she?
Yeah,
Huge.
She's just turned 3 months.
Oh my God, puppy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and we've had her for a month, so puppy.
Yeah.
Y'all ain't sleeping.
Stubborn. Actually, the sleeping isn't too bad. I will say that the sleep. She really quickly. Is this good content? Really quickly.
It's
slept through the
fascinating.
night. But it's everything else. She doesn't know her name. I think she should know her name. My dog, maybe. You know, she doesn't understand no at all.
That's like a toddler. I mean,
it sounds like me. I don't know my name sometimes.
No. I have a 7-year-old.
I don't take no for an answer. Yeah.
Well, I am thrilled to have all of you guys together. I can't even think about the last time the 4 of us were in the same room.
It was probably
a decade.
No, certainly. It's probably it was a gay bar somewhere.
Yeah, it's a long time ago.
That was a long time ago.
Guaranteed. Yeah. Oh man, Jamie sent that picture from Tiffany's. Now, if anybody's from Detroit, Tiffany's was the shit. That was my favorite.
Baby.
Dollar picture.
Dollar
Yes!
picture. There it is.
I still have that coat too.
Oh, I love you so much.
I still have that body.
Samesies. Look, and straight up, like that was the most felt up I got that year, and it didn't mean anything.
Oh, it did. It did. It just didn't mean that.
That was around the time though that I was like, okay, gays do like boobs though.
Yeah.
A little bit. Like they're just fun, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
I feel bad now. I'm like, I sexually harassed. I Me Too'd a lot of straight girls.
Well, you know what?
We're
gonna hit on that later because I want to talk about, you know, from our Gen X. I don't want to go there yet because it's kind of deep, but like our Gen X perspective, like where we were then and how much things have changed perspective wise. But let's first start off light. In the ramp up to this, like, were there any strong memories that came back that you were like, oh my God, that was so great? Like, what do you have any favorite memories from back in that time? Any of you can start.
Thou Swell is always a favorite of mine. Well, Thou Swell, New Year's Eve.
Thou Swell was a cabaret show that we did at, was it Punchinello's? Punchinello's in Birmingham, Michigan. All of us were in it. Yes?
Right.
All 4 of us.
Yeah.
I wonder if that's the only show we all did together.
I think so.
I think it was the only one that all 4 of us were in,
Yeah.
We all did different shows together, but...
Yeah. Was that the one that they made me do Ladies the Tramp as a homeless woman?
Yeah.
Okay.
Shopping cart.
Speaking of things
one of my favorite memories.
Wildly inappropriate now. Yes.
Right?
Yeah. That was a great idea.
Pierre Lamar.
Well,
Pierre.
Pierre was
Pierre.
like, oh, Pierre, you shouldn't have come. He was like a like Burl Ives.
Yeah.
Drunk.
I know he drank rusty nails.
Right, but with like a cigarette holder, like his cigarette was always like, you know, he was
really
like,
long.
It was sort of like Mame. It was.
Yes, but then
I loved him.
The fingers kind of yellow burnt from cigarettes too.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But you know, but he got us all those. I did like I think 4 or 5 of those, and they were fun.
I did all of them.
You did
all of them.
That's
and
how
I
met
have to
you.
say that no matter what, I learned so much music from that genre.
For sure.
As far as, different composers, because we always did different composers. And so, I mean, as eccentric and horrible at times as he was, he really, really like instilled in my brain so many lyrics to so many
he knew
songs.
stuff.
Oh, for sure.
He knew stuff, for sure. Yeah.
Plus his little tidbits. I was working on a show with Hedda Lamar and
Right. I know.
He was roommates with Bill Bixby, right?
What's that?
Bill Bixby is. He was roommates with Bill Bixby.
Yes.
Oh, that's right.
right.
I
forgot
I cannot believe you remember that, Jamie. That's
Oh,
crazy.
that.
Well, nobody's
God.
watching is going to be like, "Who's Bill Bixby?" Real
Listen.
current references.
He was the Incredible Hulk.
Stuff.
Children, he was the Incredible Hulk on a
We
TV
should have
show.
had a warning of if you're under 35, tune out now.
Yeah.
You may not get
Nothing
all of
for
these.
you.
Yeah,
Under
yeah.
40, honestly. Or
Well,
learn something.
talking about
Just learn something.
Right.
as far as
Wait, I
As
have to
far
ask
as-
a question. Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, as far as memories, because the very first show that we did there at Punchinello's was me and Sean, and that's when Sean and I had this crazy love thing, and we fell in love with each other, and that's what made the show so wonderful and so memorable for me.
Yeah.
Even though, of course, we realized we were much better friends, but
Right.
still, it was the first time I'd ever fallen in love, and it was I didn't know what that
It was
felt
such an
like,
exciting
so
time for sure.
It was a really awesome time.
Here's another funny thing about that, because I have a tendency to be a little oblivious. Sean and I were in college together at the time and didn't know each other. And then Joey was house sitting somewhere. We were just talking about this in the green room beforehand. And I came hey, I don't know whether I'm meeting you in the morning with bagels or some shit. And I showed up because wherever you went, I went. We were attached at the hip. So I showed up. And it's totally like a sitcom. You're hey, hanging on the couch. And then this hot guy walks out of the other room that I've never met before. And I'm hi. Oh. Wow.
Yeah, we were living in domestic bliss, and I got fired shortly after that. they went on some family trip, and Sean and I were just living the life.
Oh my god.
Uh,
I do remember. I do have a very one of my memories. The strongest memories is that conversation that you were talking about, Margaret, when I sat with you at Johnny's.
Ooh.
At Johnny's, right down by Wayne State University. I remember sitting there, and it was obvious.
Now, if anybody
Oh my god! I remember it was clear that we were falling in love, friend love,
Oh.
And that was when I was like, listen, I'm just really because
I'm complicated.
Yeah, and you were I remember you being okay,
whatever.
And then we proceeded to be inseparable the rest of college.
God. It's funny that you mentioned that because timing wise, it really did feel like that. That length of time, when you're dating a guy, when he's either going to tell you he wants to pump the brakes or go forward, it was that same slot, except it was a friend version,
right?
And he did this that thing when somebody I need to talk to you about this. So fucking serious, I really need to talk to you about something I've been thinking about in a long time. And it was basically just I'm a dick, don't love me. And I was all right, whatever.
So dramatic.
Oh my god, it's such a glimpse into my soul. There it is.
Honest. Yeah. Okay, speaking of flashbacks, I just have to point this one out because Kirk Diedrich is watching. Hi, Kirk.
Hi, Kirk.
And he mentioned the Jerome Kern show at Punchinello's.
That's right.
And also, hi, Misty Rose. Misty Rose Fields.
Misty Rose Fields.
Sorry. So, Jamie, did you have any memories you wanted to share?
Well, I have a question first.
You had a question.
I need to know. Sean, are you 50 yet?
Damn.
Wow, we're going
there. Are you trying to figure out who's oldest?
The gate.
Yes,
I'm trying to kill you.
Who's oldest. I'm trying to figure out who's oldest.
I'm 50. I'm going to be 50 in June.
Oh, God, I'm oldest.
Jamie's the oldest.
Oh, honey.
Did you just turn 50?
Happy birthday.
Well, happy birthday. Happy 50.
When was it? Did I miss it? When's your birthday?
It was last week, the 4th.
Shut up.
Oh my God.
Happy
wow, we
birthday.
Now
Happy
I feel
birthday.
like this is the whole reason I brought it up, just because I want to keep talking about my birthday.
You know what, though? We all deserve it because, I don't know, somebody
Not
probably
Joey.
said happy birthday, but I don't think I did.
It's okay. It didn't
my
bother.
God.
I wasn't like,
That was
bitch.
the best move ever. That was like such, we call those wife questions at the house. Like, so are you 50? Did you know? Did somebody here have a birthday last week? Was it me? Was it me? Did I have a birthday? I did.
I just wanted to know if I was oldest, and I am.
Yeah, the wife question's like, are you going to take 75? Are you going to take 75?
Right.
It's like, why? Do you want me to
Are
take
you
75?
turning here?
I mean, it's quicker.
Are you gonna, oh, it's great that we got that. Are you gonna break down that box and take it to recycling? Yeah,
Exactly.
literally just said that yesterday. And then I was like to Harry, I was like, I'm sorry. I could have just said, will you break down that box?
Honestly. And like John's like, well, why don't you just say what you want? I'm like, I can't just tell you to do it. Like, take 75. You know?
Oh man.
Lori loves 50-year-olds. I think this is Lori Richards.
It's Lori.
Hello.
I'm like, that's Lori.
Oh, that's Lori.
Lori.
So yes, Jamie, you're the old fart.
Thank you.
Over 50.
I'm happy.
You wear it delightfully.
Respect
Absolutely.
my wisdom, kids.
You look fabulous.
But since the subject was brought up, I've got another 5 years before I'm 50.
Shut up with your lying ass, because I know you didn't skip 3 grades. Shut up.
Come on, months, just coming up on it.
My kid will always be
That's
like,
free
"You're
music
48,
if you
Mom.
do.
You're 48." I'm like, "Yeah, I'm 48." And Dad, you're 37. I'm like, "Why is he 37? No, he's not. 47.
No food for you tonight.
Right?" All right. So here's a question that I have, because I only know things from my perspective, and also from sort of the rom-com media perspective too. So I'm curious, and I wanted to hear your perspectives, because we have this sort of idea of what the gay best friend is, right? And that's what each of you have been to me. And we always see it from the girls' side, right? Like in the green room beforehand, I don't think Sean was there, but I was saying, like, if you were the makeover type, I'd be the worst friend to have, because it's like, well, how about this t-shirt and these jeans then? Like, you look great. Put your hair down the middle. Okay, cool. But like, what's that dynamic for you with the girl? Does that make sense? Does that question make sense?
Yes.
Okay. Because I know
it's so it's interesting. I mean, I never really thought about it, but I think, I don't know. I mean, I guess if I put myself back, especially if you're talking about the dynamic when we were young and when we were hanging out, like first hanging out and going dancing and all of that, it was like, I think it was, honestly, it just comes from a place of like feeling kind of, you just always, when you know that you were gay, you kind of always just wanted to be in a safe space.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, it's like, if you find, I don't know, I don't mean to generalize and say that all gay men have like feminine sensibilities. That is obviously a rash sort of generalization, but there's something about, I personally have always connected very well with women, and that then of course sort of translates to like a safe space. And so that's who you want to be with. You feel better, and they don't, you don't feel judged. You don't feel less than. And
I totally agree. I mean, I think it's definitely, the world has changed. But like for me, being in the closet and being scared to accept who I am, or, to acknowledge my sexuality, it's like, it's such a terrifying and heavy weight that when you have those people who that really don't give a shit, and like you were that for me, Margaret. Like you didn't care,
Eventually.
you know, you really, I mean, yeah, I mean, it's, you know, and then same
I
with
remember
Jamie.
you coming out to me though. I remember we were in a car somewhere in Highland Park, waiting for someone to do something we shouldn't be talking about.
Okay.
Were you turning tricks, Joey?
Yep. I should have known. No. We were waiting for someone to run off with our money, basically, because we were stupid suburbanite. Literally what happened. But this was right as I had just graduated, and Joey got a place in downtown by Wayne State, where I eventually went to school. But we're in the car, and he came out to me, and first of all, I was shocked. Like,
Really? I don't remember that.
I was so sheltered. I was such a like Catholic suburbanite virgin, never been drunk girl. You know what I mean? Like, and cigarettes were the devil, and you know, so everything was just like so innocent. So when you told me I was shocked,
I really was a bad influence,
and I was
terrible.
Look, no. But also, like, I think it took me a minute, and then once I was over the hump, I was fine with it. But it was.
Yeah, I don't remember you. Like, that must have been more of an internal struggle because I did not. I was not aware of it. Yeah. I just remember you being like, "Okay, cool, we're still best friends," and it was like,
nothing will change my love for you. I would sing it, but
I mean, you know, but that's to me, it's like a sort of a safety, you know, like all of a sudden you're like, oh my God, I have someone now who I can really be myself with. Like, this is a person who now truly knows me and knows everything about me. There's no more secret, you know. And then, like, Jamie was my first gay friend that I'd ever had, so it was like, you know, those are big things, I think, when you're talking about that gay best friend moment. You know, there's those people that you find, I guess, along the way that just sort of lift you up and make you feel a little bit better about who you are.
And you can be authentic in that environment.
Exactly.
That's great. Any thoughts on that, Jamie? No pressure.
Yeah, no,
I got plenty to say.
Hold on one second.
Mom Richardson,
I do.
Say hi,
you make me full screen.
Joey, did you hear that? Mom and
Mom
Susie
Richardson,
say hi.
Susie say hi. While we're on the subject, go ahead, Jamie.
For me, as you were all talking, I was really thinking about this, and for me, the women who I had that relationship most, you, Tracy, my friend Meg, you know, different periods of time for different things. There was also there's for me, there is also something romantic about it. It is a, I don't mean a replacement for a relationship that I didn't have, but that same thing. Like, I think if I had been heterosexual and met all the same people, I think I would have tried to date you. I think I would have tried to date Tracy. Like I do. I think there was a connection there that goes beyond just a normal friend. It's somebody who, you know, you're not seeing all the time. You're not, it is soulmatey in a way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No, go ahead.
I was just going to say too, because, you know, I have that very specific memory of, well, I have lots of memories of, you know, once I did come out and was able to like go to the bars and, you know, and of course I dragged Margaret everywhere I went because we were glued at the hip, and, you know, and we danced and we went and we had and it never really seemed to be about anything else other than us just like living our best lives, you know, like, but I do remember specifically when we got to that point where you pulled me aside and were like, I can't be this for you anymore. And I was like, I was like shocked, but I totally got it. Like it didn't hurt my feelings.
I wanted a boyfriend, you guys.
Absolutely. And you found one
there
shortly
aren't a lot of
afterwards.
them at the gay bar, unfortunately.
But I just thought, to me, that made you even more special in my eyes, because it made me be like, you know, yeah, you gotta like, I mean, I shouldn't say it it made me learn something too, that it was like, you know, these people that we hold so dear, they might be helping you live your best life, but you also have to help them live their best lives.
Interesting.
And so for you to do that, it was kind of like, okay, I get it. I totally get it. And it was a beautiful thing, and I thought that was pretty amazing.
Yeah,
I remember that too. It was
pretty boring after that.
I will second to everything that Joey just said. Totally. Just I remember that time where you were like, I just don't think I'm really going to go out with you guys anymore. I think I need to kind of do my own thing. And there was a moment where we kind of all went, what?
Yeah.
What? And then almost immediately followed by, oh, yeah, of course.
Totally.
I want her to be happy. I love her so much. So yes, absolutely do that. Yeah.
I remember feeling
you about that. That's
proud. I remember feeling proud of you. I mean, that sounds weird, but
you
know, that like you did what you should have done. I mean,
absolutely
should have done sooner. You know, but yeah, I was proud. I mean, Sean's right. There was a little initial like, oh, wait,
but
she's here for our entertainment,
right?
Yeah, exactly. How selfish is that bullshit? But yeah, that's why I was like, I was proud.
Oh, I love you all. That was more touching than I expected those answers to be. I really was just like, you know, I only know it from my perspective, and I am like the tropiest trope of like that girl that hangs out with gay guys, you know.
No. You were never
also,
that to me.
Like
The
drama club girl who dates the guy who comes out and then hangs out with the guys that she's hanging out with. You know, there were some pretty great stories. But, I do want to point out before I forget, because believe it or not, the time is like flying. That there is we're not near the end, but it's going by way too fast. I do want to point out that there is a tragedy that happened for all of us, and it is the lost tape.
Oh.
I knew you would know what I meant.
Jesus. You know, Meg just texted me about it earlier today. She was like, somewhere that tape exists.
It's deleted. So for anybody who's not in the know, there was a window, right? Remember I said Joey got an apartment by Wayne State in Midtown, and then I went to school there, and so did Sean, and that's where we all gathered and partied and whatever. And so we did that in our own little group, but we were always looking to crack the Wayne State Theater social group, right? And Sean was in because he was Billy Flynn in Chicago, and he was.
So we were jealous of all the parties. The
parties were amazing, and we would go. Like if we could get in, we would go and then kind of like stand awkwardly on the wall and like kind of joke about everybody, but because we felt like we didn't fit in. So then this magical night. Speaking of Kurt Dietrich, because I'm sure he was there. This magical night, Joey threw a party at his apartment. And everybody came.
Epic.
When I tell you epic, though, epic. Like people throwing up Jello shots in the tub, epic. And Joey's brother, who was his roommate but wasn't there, had a video camera, and we recorded the party. And it was going to be this like proof that we were cool. Of all the people that showed up to the party, we had proof now that they were there and that it was really cool. But also, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, on that tape, because God forbid we should use another one, was the video we made to George Michael's Freedom, where we tried to reenact what all the models
for shot. We did shot for shot.
Shot for shot.
Yes.
It was Thanksgiving. It was Friendsgiving.
It was the best Friendsgiving.
Friendsgiving.
So good.
All I know is I'm all right with that tape being lost a little, because I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure that my bare ass was in that. That's definitely. Yeah.
And I think it probably took you guys like 45 minutes to talk me into undoing like one more button.
Oh my God. It was so much fun.
We were just like, Sean, we need you to get in the shower, pull the shower curtain over and then open it up.
And then open it up and show your butt. It's no big deal.
Lusting over you.
This is art. Do it.
But Sean wasn't like,
Show us your butt.
I don't think so. Sean was like, okay.
It was kind of like
I do kind of remember being like, okay, I'll do that. Yeah.
No convincing.
You're right, Jamie. You're absolutely right. I will totally agree with you on that. I was like, oh yeah.
Okay.
It's funny that I don't realize until this moment, like how all of us were just like lasciviously trying to get you to be naked. Like, nobody thought we were gonna like hook up with you or anything, but it's one of those like, it'd be nice if you got naked.
So I did. I got naked. I got naked in the shower.
I just remember too, though, that Margaret and I were so excited at that party. Like every person that showed up, we were just like, we were like pointing at people. And
that apartment
they
was
were
amazing.
In a show at the Bonstel, you guys. Yeah. But then we didn't finish the story. So the end of the story is hung over the next morning, or we went out to breakfast or something. But Joey's brother finds this tape of Dionysian, bacchanal, just wretched naked people doing Caligula type things, and deletes it. Deletes it. And proof of our there's Kirk Dietrich. That party was sick. One of the best ever. See?
Oh my God, Kirk Dietrich said that?
He did. And he was like,
right?
Because I had auditioned for something and he was there and he was like so cool. And he came to that party. And I was like, oh my God, Kirk Dietrich, really?
Didn't somebody light their hair on fire at that party too? Yes.
Who did? Candle in the window.
I don't remember who. Somebody leaned back in a candle and lit their whole hair on fire.
Yes. All right, really quickly before we get to our Ally Awards, because believe it or not, it's almost 8:15. Right? We're gonna have volume 2. I'm telling you, this show's gonna just basically turn into the 4 of us from now on. I don't want to talk to anyone else. Hey, girls.
It's not like we couldn't.
Even you can have people on, and I'd be like, "Tell me about the time when you were most fragile."
Also,
I'm trying to Barbara Walters.
Most fragile. I do want to point out that we could just do this at some point, the 4 of us.
True.
I'm in.
The technology exists.
If nobody's watching,
we're kind of doing it already.
Talk to you willingly?
Weird. No.
I mean, without podcasting it, because I really just I need the attention.
I know, right? I mean, did it really happen if we didn't not on the internet?
So really quickly, just because I promised it, and why not come off of this hilarious time?
Oh, Meg's on. Hi, Meg.
Oh, hi, Meg. Oh, I love you, Meg. She says you're killing me. Meg was my, sister, and like, there's another girl here, hooray! And she's awesome. We held it down together, Meg and Marg. So that Gen X perspective thing, like, so I had this happen sort of after Second City too, where it's like you get to a comfortability level in what you can say and do. But then everything changes. So like changing mores from then to now, like Jamie, you were starting to talk about like I'd be grabbing on women in the 90s.
Yeah.
How does that change for all of you?
I thought about that a lot. That and like for me, the cultural appropriation stuff.
The culture vulture, because all of us spoke in a Black accent.
And I'll be honest.
That was really my fault.
I still
talk like
that was Joey's fault. Oh, I do it all the time.
And but it's still like one of those things that I look back on, and did I not apologize to you once for it? For grabbing you during Call Me Cass? No, to Margaret. Yeah, during Call Me Cass, I think I sent you a text message that said like, I just want to say I'm sorry for all the times that I grabbed you, because I think about it now.
Happy for the attention. I was never offended.
I know.
There were like straight guys that it was worse from, because they would grab stuff. You were like, okay.
Oh, wow.
And in ways where they like meant it,
Yeah.
Backstage or whatever. So no, you never offended me. Hey, Sarah Hazen, love you too.
Sarah
Hazen. Oh.
How about you guys? Anything? I know, because I was thinking about it in the shower. I was like, yeah, Joey and I were talking.
I mean, like, to me, everything. Like,
in an
there's
urban
so many
dialect.
things that have changed. It's like, you know, that whole thing too of like just inappropriate things and you know, falling into the whole gay stereotypes. That whole thing too of, you know, just, I mean, a lot of that stuff now is super uncomfortable. And I mean, I'll be the first one to raise my hand too and say, I don't know how to approach the gender thing a lot of times. Like, I'm still a little bit like gray in that whole thing. You know, I've tried to read books and tried to like educate myself about it, but it feels to me, because of our generation, like, you know, it just feels so, it's like at the time when we were coming out, being gay was like, you know, still this sort of thing that was, everybody
taboo.
was just exploding. Yeah. And it was taboo. And it was like, you know,
and you didn't come out till after high school.
Right. Not till after high school. There's no way I would have come out in high school. And now kids come out at like 12 or 8, you know.
Yeah, or they're trans,
like,
you know, at a young age too.
It blows my mind. And I mean, I think about those things, but you know, it's hard because when somebody tisks you about something you say, when it's like, okay, look, I came from a completely different generation, so forgive me if it takes me a little bit of time to get there.
Yeah.
But doesn't mean I'm not sympathetic to it at all. Yeah. It just means I'm old and I like the way things are sometimes.
Archie Bunker all of a sudden? Are you going to say in the end?
That was a lot more
to Archie Bunker.
Honestly,
I'm old and set in my ways. These kids today, I don't know how to talk to them.
Well, I did have a challenge like approaching this show, because even in how I was going to talk about it, like I didn't want any of you to feel othered. Like, I'm bringing you here because you're gay. You can be on the girls' show because you're gay, right? Like that wouldn't be nice or caring or anything like that.
I'll take it.
And really, well, I was like, this crew's from the 90s. I could say fabulous. They don't give a fuck, you know.
Damn right.
But at the same time, like, I find myself really trying to be very intentional of like, and that's why I was asking the thing about the other side of the gay best friend thing, because I only know it from where I'm from, you know, and that's the traditional viewpoint that we see in media is like the girl and her fun gay best friend, you know, who's always a plus one, versus the story being about the gay person and the girl is the best friend, you know. So anyway,
it's nice to see that change though, that dynamic. It's nice to see the gay people having their moment of, you know, this story is about me. I'm not
representation.
And
right. And all of that is, I mean, it's all, you know, in moving. I mean, we certainly cannot be the first generation that's experienced this whole feeling of like, wow, you know, the kids are really, they're cracking my mind open right now. This is crazy. And I thought I was so open-minded. I thank God, you know, the progression of human nature is just that it keeps getting more and more open-minded and empathetic and compassionate and understanding of, I think, of other people and different kinds of people. And
Absolutely.
So we are, you know, I try, because, you know, my show right now is just, you know, it's filled with a younger generation, and I love them, and they have taught me so much about this, about the gender thing, and about just to sort of to constantly remind myself to continue to accept that, yes, there were things, we thought we were so progressive in 1990, you know? And we were. And the thing is we were. I know. We absolutely were. And it's crazy to look back at that behavior and think that it's sort of archaic now. Like, it's just, you know, it's inappropriate, but it was the progressive behavior of the time. Yeah. So, I mean, you know, I it's not that I don't need to apologize for it, but
that was much more eloquently worded than what I tried to say.
I was just piggybacking on what
you're
you
the wind
said.
beneath his wings, Joey.
It was very, very nice.
That reminded me of something really, really great to say, Joey.
Really polished it for you. Oh, that's funny. I'm making an executive decision and tagging on probably a few extra minutes, Jess. So she's nodding. Yeah, because we have too much to cover. First and foremost, we have a few photos from back in the day before we get to our Ally Awards. I have not cleared any of these with any of you, and a big thanks to Christina for sharing.
Girl, if I'm young, I don't give a fuck.
Christina?
Yes, Christina reached out on Facebook and said, I have some photos.
Uh-oh.
So there's one shirtless one, Sean, that I didn't say if you yes or no, but
I wish I would only had known ahead of
time.
Christina,
I have a few photographs.
Look at those shredded ass jeans. What are you wearing?
That is so funny.
Attitude.
I mean, damn you, Christina! Yeah, that was
really started with the winner there.
He looks like he's saying, I am tired of being bootied in the air.
Oh my God. I can't.
Okay, can we whatever order you want, just cycle through these. There's
look at it's so shocking that I'm gay. Look at all the Madonna posters in my room.
And are you wearing a kerchief on your head? What is that?
Yeah, it's a do-rag.
You call me Archie Bunker. You just put on
1991. Of course, I had a hanky.
Oh my God! Yeah, that one I posted. I had that. I was trying to be like Chris in the Morning from Northern Exposure. I would wear that like wide bandana. All right, next.
More.
Yeah.
Am I pregnant? What am I doing?
Is that the sweater, Margaret?
It's not the sweater. Joey and I had a long conversation about my Oscar the Grouch sweater that I used to have with like a V-neck, and it was.
I coveted it.
Sarah wears one just like in Mermaids. All right, next photo.
Oh my God, baby!
Look how young.
Wait a minute, that's you?
That's me. I think that's
Margaret? Quick little thing. I remember that you were the first person who told me what catechism was.
Oh, really?
Interesting.
I'm not astonished. I spent a lot of time in That's the one with my Chris in the Morning. That is in my bedroom.
12. You look 12.
Yep. Wow.
Oh, I love this pic.
Smoking inside.
Forever. This is in the green room at the Bonstell.
Smoking in the green room.
Oh, I missed that.
I forgot about your hair
in that green room.
Oh my God!
With your man up a Mancha shirt on, because you were some Sancho.
About like 8-year-olds, I look like I'm like 10, maybe.
You always looked 10. What are you talking about? You were like a little elf on the shelf.
Jeez.
Yeah, that. Oh my
Joey.
God.
Oh, that hat.
Mitchell.
Mitch Troska. And that was Joey's apartment downtown in the Holland.
Yes, because I painted my room princely purple.
Yes, you did. And I wore my dad's sweater vests with pretty much everything. There was probably a tie under that.
I was so skinny that it looked like my body was too small for my head.
You were just a tiny thing.
Oh my God.
Yes.
Oh my God.
I don't know why you are in a tie.
Why did my hair flex back
you
like
look like
that?
a little Mormon.
You look like you were in like Law and Order or something.
Yeah, I don't know. It looks very weird. Oh, that's uncomfortable.
Yeah. Is this our choir?
Oh my God, Margaret!
God. That one's pretty small. You can't see it. I don't know where we are. That's the one. That is the one.
Amazing.
That was what I learned what a cummerbund was.
Look out. My mouth is wide open.
Look, I'm not even singing.
Some things never change.
Oh yes, little Schwab.
Headband.
Oh my God.
Look at the headband. Headband.
Oh,
going to rehearsal in a headband
with the curls over.
Come on,
headband.
Jamie, give us a half breed. Sing half breed.
Is that a half breed? Is that a little shop of horrors sweatshirt that you're wearing?
That is. I think that might be. I don't know. I did it twice. I just don't know which one it is.
Well, that's the funny thing, because when I was doing the intros, I was going to bring Joanne and be like, he's the scarecrow. And I'm like, hang on, I'm the lion. So who's Dorothy up in this piece?
Joey.
Joey. Yes, I know.
I'll take it.
Oh, heartthrob. Is that a game?
Baby. That was a game, yeah.
Oh, such a baby.
I still have that. I still have those scrubs too. That's so crazy.
You do?
Wow.
Oh, that's great. Are there more, Jess? Oh, yes, there are. The Fantastic.
My.
And I played El Gallo in high school.
Wow.
I wish I could say that was a progressive choice. I don't think it was. I did have like spirit gummed mustache, and we did do the rape song, which, you know.
Yeah. Again, my head is too big for my body.
So you can't really see that, but that's Joey and Angie singing at graduation, and I'm behind you like this.
Oh yeah.
Head in the clouds.
She is.
Excuse me.
That
is.
Kathy.
I'm gonna take one guess and say I was drunk.
Oh,
probably.
The Cosby sweater
we
with
just talk about the sweater
turtleneck?
and the turtleneck. Like,
I agree wholeheartedly. Who is that child, and why did somebody want to draw like that?
And Jim. And Stefan. Oh my God, it's so great. Oh my God.
That was the last of the picks, but that was our little.
Oh, that was
memory.
That was so much fun.
That was only I didn't pull any of mine. So next year when we do this again, I'll get that yearbook and a bunch of pictures, and we'll do it all again. All right, now is time for one of my favorite parts of Hey Girl, which is the Ally Awards. Hey Girl, Ally Awards.
Hey Girl, hey Girl.
Ally Awards. Yes. It's so nice to be there. My son watches Captain Underpants all the time, and there's a character on there, and she sings everything, and just like that, like LA Award. And I feel like I'm that girl, because it's a little redhead girl, you know. But now, like, I'm not the only one, because I'm like, I could easily get you guys to do that with me for everything.
Sure.
LA Award.
Going to Margaret, who our allies are. Yeah.
I love you so much. So the Ally Awards are our opportunity to give shout outs that may never be heard by the recipient to people. God damn it, Joey. That is like the leftover smoker's cup.
You just coughed up college.
Oh, there goes the 2000.
Yeah, that was 1998 right there. There we go.
So this is our chance to give out shout out awards to people who have helped us be the person that we are, that were allies to us in whatever way. That support really mattered, and who make us feel special and important. So let's start with Jamie. Who does your Ally Award go to?
My Ally Award goes to two people. It goes to my parents, Linda and Ron Richard.
Yay!
They have been my biggest allies my entire life. And I am very lucky to have them as parents.
And your mom's watching right now, right?
She said Linda and Susie say hi, but I don't know if she's watching or not. I don't know.
If she is, that will be the first time ever, I think, that somebody was watching when they got their Ally Award.
Actually, I do think she's watching, because she sent me a text that said, "Love your other mom." So I'm pretty sure it's her.
Congratulations, Linda and Ron. All right, Sean, give us up your Ally Award. Who do you want to give an award to tonight?
Well, okay, my Ally Award is going to you, Margaret. Yeah.
Don't make me cry on my own show.
I mean, when Jess told me, what to think about for this. I thought you were the first person, your first person that came to mind, and it just kept coming back. I thought ever since that conversation at Johnny's, yes, we've moved apart and we've been far away from each other, but you were just so you just were a fierce, and always have been such a fierce supporter of mine, and you've always made me feel safe, and as we've talked about, safe and accepted, and you've supported me in every step along the way, and I think we have for each other, even though as we've led these lives and we've ridden this crazy roller coaster over the last 30 years, but we just always keep coming back. You're like my touchstone.
Aww.
So that's 3 people that are now present for their Ally Awards.
I love you so much.
I love you, Margaret.
I love you, darling. And you're welcome. Okay. I can't have a tender moment without doing a joke.
Absolutely. I was like, yeah, lighten the mood. Say something
Too
funny.
real. All right, Joey, give it up. Who's your ally?
Sean, give me a song.
Who is Joey's ally? We're gonna find out right now.
So, although mine's changed a little bit slightly since when I talked to Jess. Sorry, Jess.
I'm gonna get the wrong photo then.
Jess is like, what do we?
I didn't have a picture. So, I picked Mitchell Troska because, as far as
and then you changed your mind.
Poor Mitch, sorry. He was, of course, my friend in high school, who was the first person I told that I was gay. And I actually did tell him that I was gay while I was still in high school. And he actually was, not only was he okay with it, because he graduated a year before me, he found out from other people that he worked with where a gay bar was, which was Menjo's, so that he could take me. And he took me there for my first gay bar experience. But he never, ever, ever, ever stopped loving me. And even though we've already discussed it, Margaret, you were also a person that I picked for an Ally Award. Because you were the same way. I mean, it was the same thing. You guys never, ever, ever swayed, even though I find out that you did a little bit more than I thought you did, but
internally.
But
no, that whole time I was judging you.
But as it turns out, it's actually all 3 of you, because as I mentioned before, Sean being my first real person that I really fell in love with, or felt what love felt like. And then Jamie being my first true other gay person in the world. I mean, I wouldn't be who I am today if it weren't for all 3 of you. So
I was thinking all of that all day today, that the person I am has so much to do with the time we spent together. And honestly, if you think about it, and also I love you, and that is extremely sweet, and I'm super touched. Thank you. If you think about it, the time where we were all actually in the same place at the same time, and like the glory days or whatever, was probably a year.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, we've had each our own things, or a couple of years or a few years or whatever, but it's like
that sweet spot was so much shorter than we remember.
Like that moment in the behind the music, right, where it was like the band was recording albums and touring.
Right. But a year was so much more. Everything was so formative then. It was so. I mean,
Absolutely.
A year was a long time when you're 19.
Really,
I mean, it was like you like formed intense bonds then, and we did. We were always together.
We did, yes.
It was really fun.
And just
it really was.
Like, all we ever did was just look for fun and find it. Like, I remember doing anything, like I just feel like right now, especially quarantine, like is just mitigating shit, like, like pulling your head out of the swamp and then a boot and then you just keep
I know.
that. But we were just like, what?
No, carefree.
This is a real memory from this time. I think it was Joey and I. Did we go to the beautiful South together?
Yes, we did. That was the time I got so fucked up. I don't even remember being there. I was just like, it was my favorite band that I took you to, and don't remember the concert. That was just one of many.
College.
I'm such a vain shit that this memory sticks with me of all the ones I've forgotten is that we waited in line a long time before that show. And somebody we met toward the end of the show told me, I was watching you guys in line and you looked like you were having so much fun. I wanted to hang out with you. And that was like the best thing that ever happened to me. I was like, of course it did, because we're fucking fun.
We said that all the time. Somebody should make a movie about us because we fucking rule.
The other thing I'm going to pull out for next year's reunion is the quote book, but I didn't want to. I didn't want to weigh it down too much.
There's so many.
Oh my god!
If you can believe it, it's 8:37. We have reached the end of our time. One thing I wanted to give us a little time to do is just do some shout outs. Sean, I know you have a concert tomorrow night. I'm watching.
Yeah. Who's watching?
I'll be watching. I have a ticket.
I'll be watching.
I'm really excited about it. We just rehearsed today, and it's going to be tomorrow at 8. Oh, it's all there. It's all there on the screen. And yeah, we're really looking forward to it. I mean, we haven't been together, as a company for almost 9 months, so it's
oh my god,
it's going to be a really. I mean, we're actually, it's going to be streaming live from a theater over like 51st and 7th, and or around there somewhere, and.
You'll figure it out when you get there.
Yeah.
Somewhere in New York.
And I was just like, oh God, I probably shouldn't have said that. But I mean, no, it's like 59th and 4th.
Your stalkers are already there.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. Thanks for letting me bring it up. But yeah.
Absolutely. And also, I talked to my dear friend Scotty, and he said if you get your ticket through the Broadway in Detroit site, which is not what we're pushing out, but so be it. You can Google Broadway in Detroit. You guys are smart. You can because the whole thing is to support theaters, right? Regionally.
It is. It's actually doing two things. It's raising money to support RAIN, which is the largest anti-sexual violence organization in the United States. And then it is also they've sent this out to regional theaters across the country so that they can sell tickets basically in their seasons, and then a portion of the ticket sales are helping out those regional theaters. So
yeah, so for Detroiters or people who love Detroit or us in any way, thank you. Buy your tickets through Broadway in Detroit, and you will be able to support theater here, the Fisher Theater, and Broadway in Detroit will get that support as well. So do that if you can. I work for the Y, and I run a program called Y Arts, and we just had a streaming fundraiser last night. I am having an all kinds of streaming weekend. There's a really bizarre sort of bit.ly link that's going on the screen, but we do have a GoFundMe. Also, you can check us out on Facebook at Y Arts Detroit, and you'll be able to find lots of info there. And our streaming event from last night should be up at some point on YouTube. So Y Arts Detroit, all is one word. You can find that on YouTube. Joey, Jamie, anything you guys want to push out? Anything you're working on into websites that are fun?
I'm so busy, girl. So
I know.
Busy.
I know.
Watching Netflix.
No. Yeah, we're here pushing Netflix.
Okay. I hear that's a great platform for entertainment.
Yeah, you should try it.
There it is. If you haven't heard of it, it's called Netflix.
You should try it. Everybody who gets it after that.
Great. I wish we could do this for like 6 more hours. I can't get enough of you guys. I want to do the Kentucky Cycle version of this. You're the best.
Love you.
I love all of you. Thank you for being here tonight.
Love you.
And thanks everybody for watching. We will see you in January.
Love you, Joey.
I love you all.
This was really fun.